Let's just dive right into this explainer, shall we? Today, we're taking a journey through an ancient, almost cinematic storybook lens to uncover a huge secret about something we use every single day, our language. Just imagine for a second that your life is this sprawling garden, and every single syllable you speak is a literal seed hitting the soil. Now, I want you to lean in and really think about this for a moment. Think back to a specific sentence someone spoke over you a long, long time ago. It might have been something that totally lifted you up, gave you wings, told you that you were capable of absolute greatness. Or maybe it was something that wounded you. A sharp, critical little comment that still kind of echoes in the back of your mind today, quietly shaping how you see yourself. Right? We all carry these invisible echoes around with us. So to figure out why these echoes just never seem to fade, we're opening up a treasured, ancient book of secrets today to look at the book of Proverbs. Here, King Solomon drops this profound mystery on us. Words aren't just invisible sound waves that vanish into thin air the second they leave our lips. No way. They are seeds. They take root, they grow in the dark, and eventually they produce a very real harvest. Just listen to the sheer weight of this ancient proverb. Let it sink in. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. It's actually mind-blowing when you realize that modern psychology and neuroscience completely back up what this ancient wisdom knew thousands of years ago. Our words, they have measurable, lasting power on human brains and human hearts. And what's super interesting here is how this totally flips how we usually think about things. We normally think of the mouth as just, well, the place where food goes in. But allegorically, and let's picture this as a beautiful, overarching garden gate, definitely not a literal physical mouth, it is actually an origin point. It's the place where seeds are scattered out into the world and a harvest is inevitably produced that you, the speaker, eventually have to eat. If you speak bitterness, you're going to marinate in bitterness. Speak encouragement, you were nourished by it. And this right here perfectly illustrates the absolute maximum stakes Solomon is talking about. Look at this stark comparison. Guys, we aren't just talking about mere emotional discomfort or having a bad day. We are talking about the literal life and death of marriages, the survival of deep friendships, and the realization of actual human potential. The exact same voice can completely revive a dying relationship, or it can utterly crush it in a matter of seconds. So, the really crucial part of this explainer is how we actually apply this ancient wisdom this week. How do we transform into, let's call them, deliberate gardeners? Well, first, we have to realize that absolutely no word is neutral. Every offhand comment in the kitchen, every quick text message to a friend, every bit of feedback at the office, it's all a seed going directly into the ground of a relationship. If the atmosphere around you feels heavy and full of conflict, you kind of have to step back, look at your environment, and ask, wait, did my own words create this tension? Seriously, ask yourself this question about the 3 or 4 people closest to you in the whole world. What are you planting in them? And hey, please do not forget the internal monologue you speak over your own life, the way you talk about your own failures, your own worth, your own future. Make no mistake, you are eating the fruit of those internal words too. But listen, here is where this ancient wisdom offers us some incredible hope. While yesterday's words are already growing, and yeah, okay, we might have to deal with pulling some of those weeds for a little while, every single new conversation is a completely fresh opportunity. Tomorrow's harvest, it hasn't been planted yet, and you, right in this very moment, hold the seeds in your hands. Let's close out our time together today with a prayer. We're going to treat these ancient words as a quiet, rhythmic reflection for our own personal gardens. Whether you come from a faith tradition or you just want to use this as a moment of deep meditation, just let these concepts wash over you as we set our intentions. We acknowledge the dark thorns we've carelessly scattered. We're taking accountability right here for the heavy atmosphere we sometimes live inside. Recognizing that we ourselves have sometimes planted the very thistles that are now scratching us and the people we love the most. We ask for that deep awareness, to see our daily, totally ordinary interactions for what they truly are, the rich, vital soil of our shared lives. We really need that acute recognition that every single conversation, no matter how brief or passing it seems, is a profound act of planting. We seek the wisdom and the discipline to intentionally scatter vibrant, blooming fruits of encouragement. We want to speak life, not just to the people who are super easy to love, but to the people we find really difficult. And honestly, just as importantly, to ourselves when we look in the mirror. We ask for a protective, allegorical boundary over what we produce. By setting a guard over our mouths, again, watching those garden gates carefully, we ensure that our future harvest brings healing, endless encouragement, and absolute life to everyone around us. So, as you go out into your week as a newly deliberate gardener, I want to leave you with this final, honestly kind of haunting question to consider before your very next conversation. If the words you spoke today became the absolutely only food you could eat tomorrow, would you starve or would you thrive? Look at the seeds in your hands. Choose them carefully.